I was picking up an energy, very subtle, imperceptible, moving beneath the surface. Insidious is the word that came to mind, which lets me know that whatever this energy is, it very slowly penetrates a situation, a person's environment, an area of your life, even your own sense of perspective, perhaps, to the point that it erodes something quite foundational. Now, naturally, we have macrocosmic energy that is out there, but I really was picking up that this is something that the collective here needs to be clued into, and that we are needing to dive into this to get some details about how to send this energy packing. And it's really interesting because I came across a very special piece of ginger root. I always stock up on ginger root at this time of year. It's great for keeping bugs away, for just making sure that you're not, coming down with any colds that can sideline you. And so especially with the change of the seasons, as the air gets drier and the winds pick up and it gets colder, I always make sure I have ginger root on hand. But metaphysically, ginger root is excellent for getting things moving. It's an amplifier as well. It can have a magnetizing quality. It can bring some heat. It does have some sweetness to it, but whatever you're working with, it will amplify the signal that you're putting out there, you could say. And in matters where you're wanting to clear out energy, it's great for exorcising any heavy vibes. It's great for sending that insidious kind of energy packing. It puts a little heat on its tail to get it moving fast. And I found a kind of rare piece of ginger here that I wanted to share with you. And when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, it's reminding me more of a mandrake. And I didn't know about this. I didn't know about the lore around this, the wart cunning around this, but I did dig deep and I did some research. And apparently, if you find a ginger root that, much like a mandrake, has the appearance of a human form, these ginger roots are particularly potent. They pack a real punch here. And this one, I had to pick it up, and I can't bear to slice it up and use it for my teas. I can't bear to do it because look at this character here. Here's the front view. Okay, you see his head here, arms wide open, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. He's like running, like arms open, feeling free, right? And it instantly, you'll see it when I turn it to the side, it instantly made me think of this man running all the way to the bank on the Monopoly dice here, right? And if you turn it to the side, you'll see it's real similar imagery. And so this could be something that is holding back your stability. It could be something that's holding back your opportunities. It could be something that is eroding your financial resources, okay? Just as a starting point, but there could be more layers to this. So we're going to have a conversation with the cards. We're going to dive into it and suss it out. But these particular ginger roots, you can use them as the personification of a person, much like people would use a poppet, okay? But there's another way to work with poppets, and this is what's not often talked about. They can be used for healing. So you can use this as a stand-in for yourself, envisioning yourself running free, running forward, okay? Or whatever ginger root you happen to find. If you happen to ever come across one of these, I think this is the first time I've ever encountered a ginger root like this. I knew it was special, so I grabbed it, and I can't bear to cut it up. I had to go and get myself a new piece of ginger root today. But you could use the ginger root like this to bring healing to yourself, okay? And do work in this way. Do cleansing work with the ginger root and have it be a stand-in for you. I'm never one to want to do work on other people. I don't operate like that, but I use my alchemy work for myself. And so I certainly will be doing this in relation to just getting the energy moving in my own life. But I wanted to bring this piece in because I thought it was really fascinating. But even if you don't find a ginger root that, much like the mandrake, takes on a human form, ginger still packs a potent punch. And one of the ways that you can work with ginger is to take a bit of it, a bit of the root in your mouth, chew on it, really build that heat while you're focusing on the energy you're wanting to clear, and then you spit it out to cleanse it. You can even do that if you're doing healing work on a person who asks you for that healing work and they come to you. You can spit out a little bit of that ginger root on the afflicted area. You certainly could spit it out on yourself if it is possible to do that, okay? But these are different ways that you can work with ginger. Just understand that it is a magnifier, an amplifier. It also magnetizes, okay? So be very mindful about how you work with it. It does pack a lot of heat. But because of the similarity to that Running Man energy, I was really called to first do a little roll of the dice to see what comes through here, to get us some clues about what might be involved in this situation. And then we're going to open up with the Kipper deck, because Kipper don't play. And it was 7:08 on the clock. So yeah, this little devilish, tricksy energy here. Let's get this energy caught up. Let's suss it out so we can figure out how to get this heat hot on its tail and get it packing here. You see, look at that. There is some energy here that is like holding you back. Paddy wagon energy coming in with the numbers 2, 4, and 6. Okay, so you could be a life path 2, life path 4, life path 6. There could be a Taurus connected to this. There could be a Cancer connected to this. There could be a Virgo connected to this. This could be something that's affecting your finances. This could be something that is insidiously eroding your sense of self-esteem, your self-worth, how you're valued, how other people value you. This could be infiltrating your home space. It could be affecting your root. See, I don't think it's accidental that that ginger root was really screaming to come in. It could be affecting your work. This is something also that might have you finding it really challenging to let go of certain habits, behaviors that are holding you back from advancing. And in that way, it could be a little bit of a crossed condition, you know, something that's inflicted upon oneself as a direct result of not making the subconscious conscious. And I do think there's something that's been brewing here, likely was brewing with that full moon in Taurus that we just had. So I feel like we do have an opportunity, just the way it's showing up, you know, right here is the Running Man, okay? So if we can suss out this energy and its source, then we know where to apply the heat. We know where to create the pressure. And we can pull a diamond out of that, where at first all we saw was maybe a lump of coal, okay? So that was my whole intention here. But this is energy that's going to be with us during this lunar cycle, I feel. And we're getting an opportunity to clear this out, eradicate it once and for all. So this is going to be leading us up to that Scorpio new moon on the 20th. We might get some letter clues and such. further into this download, but let's just see what we got here. Yeah, there's some need for concern here. I see number 33 here. So this is a master builder number. It's also the energy of getting a little extra outside support here from the spiritual realm to help you navigate this territory, to free you up from the crossroads. There is a need here to get some knowledge to eradicate what's been causing concern. So let's see what this is. What do we need to be aware of here? What is operating beneath the surface? And do be mindful that this is a collective reading. So there's going to be multiple storylines that come in. Not every storyline will connect with you, but in some way here, if you're tuning in and if you're resonating with this, there is some insidious force that you need to suss out. So let's find these clues. We're going to be doing a little detective work here to feel out what's going on in this situation. All right. So yes. Distant horizons coming in here. There may have even been something that's been anchoring you. That's what it feels like. It feels like a tethering energy, 11:20 on the clock to 11:21. So judgment on that. This is where we need to bring balance. I do feel like we're going to have success closing this out. We will be able to open the road. But first, we got to figure out what's chaining us to this post. It could be something that's operating at a distance, 36 coming in. So again, we got Virgo energy here. Okay. Let's see what this is. It's also something that's holding us down in the South Node. You may have been feeling like you wanted to move, or maybe you wanted to travel, but you've been feeling held back, or there's been one obstacle after another getting in the way, making that impossible. Let's see what's coming in here. This could be because you don't have work opportunities. It could be because there's something that's happening routinely here. There's something that's habitual that needs to be disrupted in order to break this cycle. It could be something that's operating within you. It's something that's happening subconsciously. So let's figure out, what is this? What is this? And it could be something at a distance that's affecting you as well. And maybe that's why it's been able to erode so subtly, imperceptibly, because it's not like up in your face. All right. This could be something going on online. I think a distance, and I think about how the internet makes the world a much smaller place, how there can be things going on at a distance that we're automatically connected to just by proxy of tapping into the web. You know, it's a web of connectivity, and it operates the same way as a spider web. You know, the spider moves on the web and the whole web reverberates, and it's the same thing with the internet, you know. The reverberations are felt no matter how far apart we may be. There's ways that we can be impacted. And so there could be something sort of brewing in this sector here. And do be aware of security breaches. This is something that's been coming in a lot lately. So just have a heads up around that, especially with the advancement of AI. I think it's just something we all need to be live to, be aware of. All right. I mean, I think this is all that it wanted to bring in here. Courtship. Coming in with the Cancerian energy. This could have something to do with trying to create instability in a relationship, in a connection, in somebody who wants to advance towards you, maybe making it impossible for them to come towards you because they're caught up in all kinds of blockages that are preventing them from being able to move forward. Like, I'm almost getting the impression of, I had somebody walk by me earlier when I was out and about, and they had a dog with them. And of course, the dog was on a leash. I mean, I say of course, but all the time you run into people that just let the dogs run amok and it causes all kinds of problems. But this was somebody who had their dog on a leash. And dogs like me. They always want to come up to me and they want cuddles and pets. And so the dog turned around and was really like trying to pull my way. And she kind of like yanked on him and pulled him forward. And it made me think of that moment just now. So there could be somebody who has either a person you're connected to or somebody who wants to advance towards you on a real tight leash. And yet they got their eye on you. And maybe this is a person who has a sense of loyalty to you as well. And for some reason, they're hindered in moving towards you. There's something that's anchoring them in place. And maybe there is even some kind of threat, like some kind of threat of support or stability. This could just be support from the family, support from the social circle. Could even be like the threat of some kind of financial loss, some kind of loss in that sense. If there were to be a connection here, or this could be you're already in a relationship and something is trying to work very insidiously to erode this connection. That could also be subconscious aspects of the two involved in this connection that are operating. They really need to be sussed out quickly in order to preserve something here, okay? I'm going to go ahead and do a cut of the deck here. See what we got. Just get some more details. We got a journey here, okay? Wheel of Fortune energy, Sagittarian energy coming in here. So we do see that there is a journey that's involved with this. I also feel like it's a bit of a karmic journey. There's almost a sense of like Groundhog's Day with this. Groundhog's Day may factor in as well. There could be an Aquarius connected to this situation. This could be like feeling like you're just about to step into your time in the sun. And then before you know it, it grows dark again. You're like, what happened? It really felt like there was some kind of forward progression here. Or again, like wanting to go on a trip and feeling held back, one blockage after another. Something happens that prevents this from being possible. I also got this message of it's a journey. It's a journey to being able to come face to face, or it's a journey for two to be able to finally understand what's been eroding this connection, what's been causing problems. It's a journey to discover why the stability has been rocked. Why is the root being rocked? And in terms of courtship too, there could be some kind of issues going on at work related to some kind of office entanglement, romantic entanglement. We got an official person here coming in with 22. So this could be an alignment energy. It is master builder energy. It's also emperor energy. So we got Aries here. And when I'm seeing this, I'm kind of picking up a macrocosmic energy. So, I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and call it out because it's already out there everywhere. Everybody's talking about it. Makes me think of Mom Donnie and everything that's going on in New York as well. There's things that are happening here. There's certain wheels that are set in motion. It's been a journey to get here, okay? And there may be this sort of quality too that things are going to move forward really quickly now, where they perhaps have been very subtle beneath the surface. All right, let's dive into it. What do I want to work with first? I kind of want to just get some real clear details. And usually when I want real clear details, I like to work with this glow in the dark tarot. Because I do feel like there's also this sort of polarized energy that's playing out at this time just by nature of the astrology. Look at that. Bottom of the deck. Page of Swords. We do need to have a strategy here. Okay, this is not something we can just sit idle with. We do have to act on something here. We do need to set something in motion to turn things around. But I feel like if we address this, if we move smart, if we take the appropriate actions, then we'll be able to resolve this quite efficiently, all right? So there's something you're sensing here. Maybe your spidey senses have been picking up those reverberations in the web. You may feel like there's a little intrigue. I mean, I think it's impossible not to feel that energy. It is what's kind of weaving through the web of the world right now, right? Okay, but this is about being very keen in your observation. That's how it's coming through. I almost feel like there's going to be certain signs that reveal where this is coming from, what quarter you need to look to. It's really interesting. When I just said that, what quarter, I suddenly saw a visualization of the medicine wheel in my mind's eye, which is divided into quarters, 4 directions. So there could be a key there. A key there. Okay, let's see what this is. What's coming in here for the collective? What do we need to be live to? All right, something's absolutely at work here, and it certainly could be affecting your coin. So let's figure out what this is. Let's see what's at work here. What does the collective need to be aware of? What is this insidious influence, and how can it be eradicated? Got the King of Wands here. Okay, we already had Aries energy come out. We also had Sagittarian energy come out pretty strongly. All right, so let's see what's coming in with this King of Wands. Ooh, some kind of loss. Some kind of financial loss. It looks like 2 are affected here, though. There's been some kind of injury here. Okay, could be somebody that this King of Wands wants to be connected to. I don't think the King of Wands is the only one who is under the influence of whatever's operating here. It looks like there's somebody else that's connected to this too. There may have been some kind of losses, some kind of reversal, some kind of eroding of stability. Let me get some more details. Tell me about this King of Wands. What's going on with this King of Wands? What's going on with this King of Wands? It's interesting because I'm seeing this King of Wands is like looking at that wand and is really studying it, considering what is the action I need to take to get some growth here. How can I stimulate growth in a situation? Oh, they certainly are. Look at that, the Magician. So somebody is planning on taking some action here to turn this around. So this could be a wizard who's already spotted that there's something that is causing limitations. They know what they want. I do feel like they're going to take some kind of action here to secure the field, you could say. They're becoming aware of something operating here that's been holding back a new beginning they desire. Something that's been operating subtly here. It's like they're starting to see something. They're starting to see a pattern. Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn coming in there. I do think they're studying something and they're considering an action to take so they can override this influence and they can attain their desires. That's what I got. They could have a desire for someone just because that courtship energy came in. Wow, look at that. It's true. They might be considering a road opener here. See, they want to send these troubles packing. Also, there could be 3 connected in this situation. There could be a mother, a meddling mother, somebody they share a child with possibly. It looks like there's 3 people connected to this situation. And they're bringing forward these troubles, and this is what this character wants to do, to send these troubles packing so they can open their road and they can have this new beginning. Look, there's the dog that came out earlier. So it looks like these are two maybe that are joining forces. Like, again, I feel like there's this energy that's loyal to you, maybe wants to come along for an adventure with you. They want to be part of the journey that's opening up for you. The journey can be symbolic too. It can be that you got a whole new chapter opening up in your life, and there's something really exciting brewing here. And somebody wants to come along for the ride, but they feel like you've both been held back in some respects here, and they want to send this energy packing. They may be considering doing a road opener. We got Aries energy, Aquarian energy coming in here with Aquarius. That can be Leo rising too. Any of the air signs have fire rising sign correspondences as their descendant signs. So be open to this. Same thing with the fire energy. Air rising signs could be connected to this too, okay? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. In fact, when we're looking at things relational, descendant signs are really key. Always clue into your descendant sign when you're trying to figure out what's going on in the relationship sector, no matter what kind of relationship it is, romantic, familial, business relationships, okay? Because that's where you're going to get the most details. So if you're a fire rising, you got to look at what is across from you on the zodiac wheel. Okay, and that is your descendant sign. And it's vice versa. Same thing with water signs, you know. Earth rising, water descendants, okay? Water rising, earth descendants. So check it out. Really look into that. All right. Yeah, see? There's something that's been causing loss for two here. And every time they start to get things heated up, things cool down. Ooh, wait a minute. Maybe that's why the ginger's coming in. Somebody may have put someone on ice here. Maybe put a couple people on ice. They're trying to put things in a real frozen state, a standstill. And that's why ginger is the remedy. Maybe that's why that's coming through. Y'all need to work with ginger. Ginger will get this moving. So as we shuffle some more and we get some more details about this, let's see about talking about some different ways that you can use ginger to get things moving, all right? You certainly can brew up a tea. You can make floor washes out of that. You can also do crown pour overs with that. I wouldn't necessarily take a bath in it, okay? I mean, that could get a little too hot, especially if, you know, you have any kind of like cuts or anything on your body. It could be a little uncomfortable, but would be great for a crown pour over. Certainly you can take it internally as a tea, or like I was talking about, take a slice of the root, chew on it while you're really like focusing your intention on what you're wanting to clear out, and then spit it out. You can even spit it out in the toilet and flush it, man. Get it away from you. You know what I'm saying? You can also take powdered ginger and you can put a little bit of that in your wallet, and it will magnetize money to you, right? So these are some different ways you can work with this energy. But maybe that's why the King of Wands is here too. Something's operating through working with more of a cold element, like icing something out. Need to bring on the thaw with ginger. Need to bring the heat to get this moving. Okay, how's this King of Wands considering getting things moving here? Because I see that's what they're trying to do. They want to open up this road. Got a Knight of Pentacles here. You see the fields are fallow. Nothing's growing there. Nothing's been able to be planted here. Something has been slowed down. That's what this King of Wands is looking to address. The slowdown, the lack of growth. We saw that already. You know, they want something to grow here, but they feel like it's at a standstill. And there is a crossing energy here. What's the crossing energy? the Page of Cups is up to something a little fishy here. It's a little fishy. It looks like the Page of Cups is blocking this King of Wands, all right? Blocking their wish fulfillment, okay? Look at that, bottom of the deck, creating some kind of separation, some kind of sorrow. That's the truth. I think you've been sending up some prayers, maybe trying to get some guidance about what's going on here. Why are things at such a standstill, man? I need things to get moving here. All right, Page of Cups energy, Piscean energy, but could be any water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Could be a child involved. There could be a mother connected to this situation as well. This could be the King of Wands' mother is creating roadblocks too. I could see it like that. They could be the child of this mother. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what we got here. Page of Wands. Look at that. Wow, there really is a connection here. So either they share a child with this person, or it could be there's complications with their mother involved, or there could be a certain sense of immaturity too. I could see that as well. Immaturity, or maybe like a reputation that precedes someone. It's like, I used to operate more immaturely. I used to be more kind of like wild and rambunctious, and you know, I like to stir the pot, and that kind of haunts me. It's like leaves a certain impression with others about me. So when I do try to move forward toward them, they suspect me, they don't trust me. And then I find I get rejected, you know, nobody wants to give me an opportunity. And it could also be that there's somebody here that appears friendly that is blocking the way. So this could be somebody that, you know, they might be trying to get a little too close for comfort under the guise of being supportive or offering, you know, a shoulder to lean on, but they really want some information here. They want some information here. I feel like this energy is close. Tell me about this Nine of Cups here, this desire for wish fulfillment, this desire for attainment, acquisition. What's operating here? What's operating here? What's desired, or what is cloaking what's desired here? Came out blocking again. Look at that. The Nine of Swords. So a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety. Somebody here is icing somebody out. It's got all those vibes, man. They're working with that cold quality, okay? They're trying to create fear, anxiety, because that will immobilize. That will immobilize someone. If you're fearful, it can immobilize you. And this could be, right, a well-meaning friend who has opposition to this King of Wands achieving their desired aim. And they're acting like they're being supportive, but they're being too cautionary. And that's putting this character up in their head. It's making them afraid to take a step forward. There's genuine concern here. There's genuine strife. There's a lot of being up in the head. There's a lot of fear. There's sorrow. There's separation here. There's a lot of stress. There may be trouble sleeping. There may be real broken sleep. I got like waking up like 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. every night from having really weird dreams. Maybe even with people that feel insidious, invasive. Like, how did you creep into my dream time space? And Ginger will get it packing, man. You know, it will. It'll get it packing. Because this energy works with the cold. They work with the cold. Okay? Interesting. Tell me about the Fool. Because this is the heavy hitter energy here. I mean, this energy supersedes all the rest. I mean, it will trump all the rest of these energies. It is the major arcana. So I do see there is a new beginning here. And where there is a truly loyal alliance, this is going to come into harmony here. But I think there's one person here that feels like they're really being slowed down or they're being halted. And they see that the other is already somewhat free, or at least it appears that way. Someone is starting to advance and they're trying to catch up, but they're feeling thwarted. Maybe somebody recovered already from this energy, or this person is focusing most of their energy on this King of Wands to create the slowdown, burdening them, weighing them down, maybe even weighing them down with responsibility, or keeping them in the dark about something as well. Because if you're in the dark about something, then you can feel fearful. You can make up all kinds of stories in your head. Or if somebody's around you sort of telling you, well, what if this, or what if that, or what if this goes on, or that happens, or, you know, it can put somebody in a space where they contemplate too much. Confusion is a really subtly eroding influence that can have very devastating effects, actually. So let me see about this Fool energy. How does this road get open? Oh my gosh, came out crossing. Ooh, but do you see? Do you see? This energy is going to turn around because we're getting the clue about what needs to happen here. Something's fixed, but this devilish energy that's been tripping everything up is about to have that wheel turn right back around. Once you take this action, I do feel like in some way you need to call this energy out. You need to give it that pressure. You need to put some heat on its tail, and that will bring on the thaw. Yeah, how's the waterway supposed to flow if it's frozen over? You know what I mean? I would not be surprised at all if you looked in this person's freezer, if you saw like a container of ice in there with like some unusual things within it, okay? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's what it looks like to me. We got Sagittarius energy here. Page of Wands is a strong Sagittarian card. So does somebody in this situation get a real strong Sagittarian placement, or they're really desiring to move towards something that makes them feel very optimistic. They feel almost like a calling in this direction. This can have a very spiritual sort of natural mystic flowing through the air kind of energy to it. There could be some fixed sign energies in play here. We could have Aquarius, we could have Taurus, Scorpio, or Leo involved in these situations. Okay. And the respective descendant signs as well, which are all featured on this card here. Okay. Scorpio rising would be Taurus descendant. Okay. Aquarius rising would be Leo descendant, Leo rising, Aquarius descendant, Taurus rising, Scorpio descendant, Sagittarius rising, Gemini descendant, vice versa, Gemini rising, Sagittarius descendant, okay? So these are just some of the energies in play here. I mean, I'm telling you, I think we got the answer here. This is how to get things moving forward very quickly. You got to cut through this ice front by warming it up with ginger. Ginger will magnetize what is desired here. And I do feel like there needs to be an action taken to bring about some real decisive communication to cut through some kind of illusion, perhaps that's been spun in a situation. Okay. I mean, 2 major arcana cards here with what's been creating the loss. And with the second card being the crossing along with this 5 of Pentacles, I know that this energy is about to turn around from whence it came. Once you take this action, you clearly need to take an action in order to get this energy moving. Air sign energy coming through here. But this is air in motion, you see, because it's merged with the power of the horse. Horse is movement. Horse is power. Horse is also Rido in the runes, which is about moving forward on a journey. This journey doesn't happen overnight. It takes a full turning of the wheel, but something will be set in motion. The beginning is here. The road will open. The road opens as soon as you take this action, okay? And if you feel like working with it on an alchemical level, bring in the ginger root, man, I'm telling you. And I like to work with the root myself, not powdered, but, you know, powdered works too. You could put a slice of ginger root in your wallet too. That would work as well, okay? If you're feeling financial holdups here, because it does seem like this is the way that things have been held back. This is how expansion has been held back. It looks like it deals with a lot of real foundational matters. So housing, finances, work, maybe even physical health, creating instability in the health, or isolating as well. You see, these two are isolated. They're shut out. Maybe shut out of a community. They're outside the loop. They're not brought into the fold in this situation. But I know this is going to turn around because there's no way. There's no way. The two majors trump the minor here. That's the way this works, okay? So this energy is about to whip back around. Let me see about this. How's it going to whip back around after the collective takes this action to bring some heat into this scenario? How are things going to whip around? Ooh, the Queen of Cups now finds that their cup is closed. I mean, we saw the Page of Cups was blocking here. So you see, it whips back around to the Queen of Cups. Wow. There very well could be a mother connected to this situation. This could be a former lover as well that's in the mix that maybe is bitter because the connection got cut off. It's possible. At the very least, there's a friendly association here. This is the heart involved, okay? Somebody may even have a concealed attraction toward this King of Wands. They've kept it under wraps. And they feel frustrated maybe because of who the King of Wands wants to approach here. Look at the face. That's a bitter looking face as they're studying that cup. With the Piscean energy coming in there in relation to that, just paired with the Page of Cups, it could be other water sign energies too. Scorpio, Cancer. But we also have to remember that we all can embody these energies at any time. And in the journey to become the Emperor or the Empress, you have to embody all of these various court cards too. So we always have to have this perspective when we're bringing in the signs. But I do bring them in because it helps you relate to the archetypal energy. You can understand the energy expression. Like we've all known a Pisces, right? We've all known an Aries. We've all known an Aquarius, all right? So this is just a way that you can understand what's operating here. Yeah, somebody is about to find that they're going to be blocked from receiving. That's what I see. And this may be why they've been creating interference in the first place. They were hoping to receive something here that they didn't receive. There's some kind of bitterness or resentment around this. Again, it could be somebody that they share a child with. They've definitely been working at something. And if they haven't been putting something on ice or doing a little alchemical work there to throw a wrench in the works, they've been working this situation in other ways, okay? Through manipulation, through gossip. This energy's been coming in. And a lot of this is going to amplify just because of the territory we're moving through. We're moving through combative territory. We now are in the energy of Uranus and Taurus, okay? So this is where we go back to that stuff we were grappling with since 2018, okay? Where there was butting of heads, where there was no give and all take, okay? So this stuff is coming back around to roost. This could even be a karmic cycle that goes back to 2018. You may have really felt like, man, ever since 2018, I've been so held back. Like, things have just not materialized the way I thought they would. It could have its roots back there. Something that has its roots back there in 2018 is about to whip back around from whence it came. Let's see what this is with the Six of Swords here. Let me get some further details about this with the Six of Swords. What's being sent packing here? Give us more details about what's being sent packing here. More details about what's being sent packing here. It looks like there's also like Journey came out. We got the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Fool. There's a lot of reference here too to like movement, travel, a journey, going somewhere. And certainly this can be a metaphorical journey as well. It can be a journey of the soul. It can be something that's been playing out for a while, cyclically. But it's been like this loop, and now there's the desire to finally get revolution here, to get something actually moving so you can get somewhere, so you can move forward. It's got like spinning your wheels energy, and with that I just saw a roulette wheel. So somebody could be a gambler, somebody could like to hit the casinos. That could be a clue. Somebody may have gambled and lost it all to the house. Okay, what are these troubles that are being sent away? Maybe trying to get themselves out of a particular bind, particular financial bind. Somebody could have an addiction. They could be addicted to gambling, and that's what needs to be uprooted. That's what's holding them back from advancement. They need to turn that behavior around. Or somebody takes too many risks. They don't have a strategy in play. So the foundation is weak. This is an insidious influence that prevents the forward progression. Right? All of these could be coming in. I'm seeing multi-layers in this situation. Tell me about what is getting sent packing here. I do feel like there's a lot of cloaking energy around this. See, it's not really being forthcoming. One more round, and then I'm going to pull out maybe my Shadow Light Cartomancy cards. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to go ahead and cut the deck on this. This will be brought to completion. I know it. As soon as you bring in the heat, this is going to be out of your way. Fixed sign energy coming in real strong. Got Capricorn energy coming in here too. Okay. Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, and the respective descendant signs. See, the road's going to open here. You bring in the heat, you're going to have victory here. You will secure the hope of the Fool. The road will open, and it opens for two. It brings power back into the hands of the two that have been feeling blocked. So there's another person in this equation. It's not just one person that's being impacted here. It's two. Somebody's trying to thwart this, all right? All right. Let me set this aside. I'm pulling out my Cartomancy cards because they don't play. They'll just give me the straight up details about what's going on here, and we'll suss this out a little bit more. Yeah, 6 of Diamonds here coming up in the shadow. Something has been really out of balance here. Somebody's been working with some dirty pool. Queen of Diamonds in the shadow here coming in. Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We do have Virgo here, okay? It could also be that a Virgo has been experiencing some cloaking energy. Has been beset by troubles in relation to an earth sign they were connected to as well, or they've been experiencing a lot of challenges in work, or this is the area that's been affected here. But I do feel like there's wish fulfillment coming in here, all right? So we got it on the board twice. 18-9. Strong hermit energy, but also the 9th house. Sagittarian energy here, right? And we know here who's been blocked. Fire sign energy. So this is really interesting. Absolutely. There's been workings in play here. This is my card for that, okay? There's been strong manipulation here. There could be a Gemini connected to that. The 3 and the 6, that comes to 9, okay? So absolutely, absolutely. And 9 and 9 is 18, the moon, Pisces, okay? These are all characters that can be involved in this situation. Communication could be the vehicle of descent, like what's been operating insidiously. This can be misleading communication. This can be concealed communications. This can be a paper trail. This can be private messages going down on social media. Capricorn energy here too. The 9 and the 6, 15, affecting reputation, affecting public image, affecting your brand if you're in business for yourself, and absolutely blocking the heart's desires with the Ace of Hearts here coming up in the shadow. First house energy, Aries there, okay? So we know the fire signs are blocked here, or air rising signs, okay, are the ones that are being blocked here in this situation. It looks like we got some questionable energy going on with water and earth here in this particular dynamic. Yeah, this is an anchoring energy. There's a desire to move away from an influence, but feeling anchored. And the 1 with the 8, again, comes to 9. So this is a South Node matter. That's how I'm taking that, okay? With the Virgo energy coming in, because Virgo's at the South Node, Pisces at the North Node, all right? So this is something that is keeping one in a karmic cycle, unable to break the loop through destabilizing the root, the security here. And this is what needs to get sent packing, because there's no way to really have any kind of investment in a new opportunity if all the opportunities are blocked. But see, if you do this work, if you put some heat on this, if you call this energy out, there's more than one way to bring heat into a situation, okay? More than one way to bring heat to a situation. See, it comes out with 9 here. Again, 9, 6, 9, 6, 9, 6. 15 energy, you know, that tricky energy, this devilish energy, Capricorn energy coming out too, okay? Now, Capricorns, the sea goats are salt of the earth kind of people. And a lot of people misinterpret the devil card. Certainly, there is the aspect to the devil that's highly toxic. If, okay, you do not make your subconscious impulses, influences conscious. That's what it's pointing to. That's why old Scratch there has that torch pointing down. Like, you got to look at the roots of the matter. You got to look at what you have not obtained self-knowledge about, because you keep it hiding out in the dark. You keep it swept under the rug, and that is the very thing that chains you. And I always say that secrets are what chain you, okay? So this could be like a secret too, something that's been hidden, and that's what inhibits, that's what holds somebody back. This is the kind of manipulation that can be at play in this situation, and is blocking this meeting with the 2 of Hearts, right? Creating this separation and loss, nixing the opportunity altogether. All right. And so there's like this dividing line here though. See, look, it's in the light. This is what I see. I feel like once you bring the heat, this score is settled, because see, the opportunity may be nixed, but I feel 2 get free and 2 are held back, which is interesting. 7 energy coming in with this, okay? Cancerian energy there. We also have to remember that there is Jupiter in the house of Cancer. And Jupiter is the bestower of blessings and really will bless everybody up here. So this is an interesting energy coming in here too. It also makes me think of the 7th house, Libra. Okay. Relationships, significant mergers. These can be business mergers as well. There will be a Chariot here. There will be moving forward. But action needs to be taken to secure this treasure and to also claim the field. With this, we got a Queen of Clubs in the shadow. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy here also could be a business competitor. Capricorn energy here too. Could be working through some kind of slander gossip. Isn't that interesting? Now we got a King of Clubs here, also in the shadow. Hot on the tail of this Queen of Clubs. So this King of Wands may already know who this culprit is. They've already sussed it out. And they're just considering what action to take to clear this energy out. Okay, that's interesting. So somebody with strong fire and water in their chart. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. They could have strong earth placement too, or they could be working on that level. I mean, we see that. There could be some kind of competitiveness around business. They erode the security, the stability of something. They don't want to have a meeting of minds, work together. And yet this character here, this King of Wands, feels a sense of loyalty, but feel held back or chained. But they will make a break for it. They catch up to the other. I see it. And they're not carrying a lot of baggage as they move forward either. They're traveling light here. Footloose and fancy free, I'm hearing. Okay, any more details about this? I mean, it looks pretty clear. Any more details about this? I think it's not showing up like with this sort of like culmination point yet because the work hasn't been done. Action hasn't been taken. That's what remains here. As soon as this action is taken, it does clear the energy out. Ooh, but it's about to happen with the Joker here. Yeah, there's going to be a transformation of this tricky energy, and it's going to bring about this like lightness and levity. You see, it's like that jester hat here, which does really remind me of that spirit of the Fool. Okay, let's do a cut of the deck, see what we got. Jack of Diamonds in the light, okay. Coming in with the 3 of Clubs in the light. Oh, this is so good. So where it was stalled, there will be a movement forward once this action is taken. But see, with the 9 of Clubs here in the shadow, there's no way to get this moving without taking an action. It's not something that's going to resolve itself. And it was 58:08 on the clock. Yeah, if you want this change and you want to make sure your feet are on the right path and you get this moving forward, you got to put some heat on this cold front. You do. Otherwise, there's going to be nothing but more disappointment. You will not have this spirit of celebration, but you can reclaim it, okay? Once you take the action. You got to move what's been blocking out of the way. There could be 3 that have been working together to bring their power together to create this blockage. Okay, that could be a group of, wizards working together to create this subterfuge, but it looks like you're going to be able to overcome it. What else do I want to bring in here? I think I do want to get one of these astrology herbal oracle cards here just to further expand on the spiritual cleansing work to be done or the action to be taken to transform the situation and get some more details. Bottom of the deck, there's the Empress energy. We have destiny coming in here. And I do feel like one takes an action, right, that sets the gears in motion. There's cleansing that's needed here. You see this rainfall coming down. There is cleansing that needs to happen. There might be a need to work very quietly in relation to this, okay? Because something is really impacting the roots here. The root, also your stability, your security. So you have to be very careful about how you do this, because there's other energies there hanging out too that are trying to trail your movements. And I feel like that's more going down on the subtle level, on the insidious level. This is something that's happening more energetically, or you could say spiritually. But I feel like you will get where you need to go. And then there's this beautiful sun-moon synergy. There's this alignment. Comes in with the energy of Jupiter and Mercury. So the key here is communication. Jupiter, Sagittarian energy. It's also one of Pisces rulers. We have Virgo and Gemini here too. Okay, so these are some energies that could be in play. All right, let's check this out. Give us more guidance on the work to be done. This is the basis of the matter. That destiny that came in there with echinacea. So when the different herbs come in, you can work with those too. You might want to incorporate them. Those of you who are alchemists and you want to bring in a little work here, you may want to create a little mojo bag, or maybe bring these into your baths or bring them into your teas. And as I always say, if you're going to ingest anything, make sure that you got the clearance from your healthcare practitioners you work with, so you don't take in something that's contraindicated, or any health protocol that you're currently following. It's really important, or any conditions you may have. All right, I'm just here to provide the information. You can also, bring in these plants in your meditations. It's actually a really powerful way to work with it. I work with plants on that level all the time. Call in the spirit of the plant, the guardian of the plant, into your meditations, into your work. It's really powerful, because those energies will come forward and work with you in the most surprising ways. That's all I'm going to say. If you've never done that before, I encourage you to explore it and watch what happens. It's really quite potent, man. Because we live in a world that is completely animated. Everything has a consciousness to it. And the plants have consciousness too. They have guides that can help you navigate territory. For me, a lot of times the plant medicines come in my dreams. They introduce themselves to me in lucid dreams. And when they come through, it's not just like the plant shows up in my dream. No, the personification, like a whole character of the plant comes through. Yeah, wow. This really is about purifying the energy, okay? Through doing some kind of alchemical work. There's the magician's signature coming through again, in order to bring your time in the sun into view. And also to get up to that stargate so you can jump through that portal to your destiny. This is something that's really going to be brewing up to that ring of fire in Aquarius on the 17th of 2026. And yes, purifying this is the order of the day. And again, there could be a child involved in this situation. There could be a mother connected to this situation. There could also be a very young part of the self operating here. But it looks like real positive energy. The sun's going to be coming through. Feed your sun right now. Really build the energy of your sun. So look to your sun sign, because it's a big clue. Wow, and on the other side here, we have 14 energy. That's temperance. That's the Sagittarian energy. We have joy coming in with Venus and again, Mercury here. So communication. So out here on the board in relation to this purifying the energy that brings about joy, some kind of renewal, some kind of sweetness here with the hummingbird medicine. Hummingbird medicine also in some traditions is connected with the north direction of the medicine wheel, which is all about gratitude and giving that gratitude in advance, just knowing that you're supported and that those blessings are already secured. This is an important piece here. It's also that like white buffalo medicine. So there is something here that happens with the communication. Oh, and I just noticed that. I've never seen that before. There's actually 2 hummingbirds here. So it's joy for 2. Hibiscus. You might want to work with hibiscus a bit too. Hibiscus and calendula, okay? So yeah, communication really is the key. And we have Leo energy here as well. All right. There is a Leo full moon that comes in before that ring of fire on the 1st of February, 2026. And I feel like that's what this is really speaking to. I think that's when this tricky influence is finally completely eradicated. The new beginning begins. See, the road opens up to the Stargate. And it's like being at that beginning point, you know, the young part of the self. It's like, you know, you kind of are like a babe, you know, when you close out a karmic cycle, you do go through that rebirth cycle and you head forward in a brand new way. This is good, really good energy. A lot of this sort of stages of transformation as well. This kind of like triple goddess aspect coming out here. Maiden, mother, crone, or for the fellas out there, lad, father, wizard, or sage. Really good. I like this. Okay. I like this. I'm doing it again. I'm doing it again. The 3rd element. Okay. The 3rd element. Let's see. Well, the 3rd element, when we look at the chain of manifestation, first it moves from ether into air and then fire. Okay, the 3rd element is the key to securing the joy. The fire, again, you've got to work with heat. So even if you don't work with ginger, you got to work with something that brings the heat. Maybe you need to speak very passionately about something, or you need to really act with a sense of purpose and drive and ambition. Or perhaps you really need to bring illumination to a situation through your communication. Or in your alchemy work, work with the element of fire. And that can be with working with different roots and different herbs and such that really bring the heat. Okay, that's really key in this situation. Yeah, because this is what's going to bring about the change for the rebirth cycle, ayahuasca. And there absolutely could be trauma at play here. There could be some really deep foundational stuff that is being healed here. I also feel like, look at that. We got this serpent sort of weaving through. That's that Scorpio energy, the transformational energy, allowing the scales to fall from our eyes, activating the self-knowledge, awakening the energy body, awakening the higher consciousness through that Kundalini rising, shedding old skins, old identities. Like, this is a really powerful process underway. And it is coming in with Neptune and Jupiter, and we also have Pluto here. So yeah, this is when we're moving in that underworld energy and we're preparing to break ground, so to speak, okay? All right, let me go ahead and just get one more card here. And then I think I'll roll the dice, maybe get some letters, and we'll call it good. Okay, so the energy that's been blocking is absolutely being overcome here. I see this. Oh, this is so beautiful, okay? The way this came out. So yes, coming out with the 9 energy again. Hold on a minute. I got Mr. Ted wanting in. Hey, Bubba's, come on in. Lay down, baby. Go ahead and lay down. Looks like the dog breaks free from the leash and is able to head toward who they feel loyalty to. See, there's retreat energy here that's blocking. That's what's been happening, you know? Every time you want to advance, you feel like some force is pulling you back. It can be that energy like, you know, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. It's like just when you think you get some traction, you end up right where you began. Again, it's got the Groundhog's Day vibe to it. Coming in with that 9 energy signature. It's like, I feel like it's something that's acting as an anchor in the South Node. Something is still incomplete. It really needs to be completed here. You might want to meditate on this a little bit, and I'm noticing Grizzly there. And that is the medicine connected to Virgo on the medicine wheel. And again, Virgo, the house of work, routine, daily habits. You might want to create some space to really like clear your head and hone in on this energy. Coming in really strongly in relation to Sagittarius, Leo, and Pisces there. We can throw Cancer into this mix as well in relation to this like blocking energy. So something really to ponder there. Something to ponder there. But I do see it is overcome. And I know that because we got the Chariot on the scene coming in with that green Dakini energy. There's going to be a shedding of bad blood here. There's going to be regeneration. There is going to be metamorphosis. How? Through taking action. And when we look at Green Tara is active. She doesn't sit idle. She always has her right foot forward so she can set things in motion. And you see, this is what allows the shadows to fall behind and brings on the birth of a brand new beginning. And with this energy, we got the moon coming in with Pluto. Okay. So coming in strongly for Cancer and Scorpio placements. And with that, we also have the Magician here coming in with the energy of 40. So there is a brand new opening here, and there is a weaving of a new world. And right behind that is the Joy, okay? So this is some pretty potent energy, but you need to take action to do this cleansing and also have appropriate boundaries with Milk Thistle. And this is coming in the energy with Badger here. Badger is medicine woman. So I know that there's a spiritual matter here that needs to be attended to. You might want to make an offering as well for ancestral support. If you work with your ancestors there. They call tobacco spirit candy, so it can bring in an appeasing energy that comes in with Pluto and Mars. So Scorpio, Aries. And yes, this would be wise. And not only does it get you moving forward, but in a quite magical way there with the unicorn. And there's that Wheel of Fortune energy there. 37 comes to 10. Okay. So 3rd house, 7th house, Gemini energy could be connected to this. I think that's the communication. 7th house, Libra energy. It's also relationships, business partnerships, mergers. 24 energy coming in here. So that's that High Priestess energy, Emperor energy. Also 2nd house, Taurus, Aries connection coming in there. Cancerian energy as well. And yeah, look at this. This is what changes things, okay? So yes, you need to tune in right now because there's a lot of communication that will clue you into what you need to be aware of here, where you do need to understand that there are things operating that are creating some kind of interference here. And so you do need to have appropriate boundaries in this situation. And you need to put some heat on this situation. Sometimes the best boundary is just to call it out, okay? This can be some speech, you know, with a little heat on it to make it clear that I know what's up. But I do see with lavender, there's like a new sweetness. You're able to weave into being, and the creative cycle opens here. Virgoan energy. Gemini energy. Okay. Yes, and this brings about the turning of the wheel. The Magician. Because you're pulling up the influence, you know, from the root, what was destabilizing the situation through taking this action. And again, working with your roots. I always think working with roots is so good during this time of the year, you know, especially when dealing with matters that are operating subterraneanly. So yeah, you might want to bring any of these roots in. There's a lot of roots that are showing up here. I mean, we got ginseng here. We got rhodiola here. Okay. You could bring in some lavender. You could bring in some podiarco. Some milk thistle is really great for boundaries, also for purification. All right. You might want to make an offering of tobacco. I feel like if you do, it balances things out. This joy is secured for two. And it's got a beautiful harmonizing energy there, okay? Brings about that rebirth of Venus, you know? Because this is coming in with the Plutonian energy with Venus there. So, Scorpio, Libra, Taurus, right? Got pretty much everybody out here. All right, so you'll know how this is speaking to you. Let's go ahead and get some numbers here just to cap things off. Maybe some letters, right? Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Let's go ahead and do a deep drop. Let's do a deep drop and get more details. And I'll be bringing in more lives. I did that live the other night. I totally like raw dogged it, you know. It's been a while since I've done that. Really throw myself into it, you know. We've been doing a lot of lives on the main channel where we have them for subscribers only. I will at some point bring in some members only chats just as a perk to the members, but I'll do the lives on the main channel. That way everybody can experience it in real time. And I'll also bring in some totally just like live and out loud. We're going to open it up to everybody, but I have a lot more I need to navigate, obviously. I think you were able to tell that when I do that, and I would like to have some moderation in place so I don't get too distracted when I'm trying to bring in the messages and not have to navigate all that, because it can be a distraction. And sometimes I think that's the purpose, you know, to get you away from being able to really clearly deliver the message. I'm pretty good at still being able to pull it through though, so but I could use a little support on that level, so I'll make sure to handle that. So do look for more lives. I do want to bring in more lives here. I want to get back to that. That's how I first started this channel, was with a lot of lives. All right, give us some numbers, some synchronicities, some details about who really needs to be live to this message, who's really being influenced by this message, key players involved in this situation. Okay, we got life path 6, we got life path 3, we got life path 1, we got life path 4. Real emphasis on life path 1, also the energy of 11 coming in as well. So there is that sort of alignment energy, partnering energy to mirror each other in this situation. What's missing is the action. What's missing is the communication. But when it happens, it sets something powerful in motion that frees these two from the crossroads. Okay. We got Aries could be connected to this with the first house energy. Cancer can be connected to this with the fourth house energy. Gemini with the third house. Virgo with the sixth house. Sagittarius with the ninth house. Capricorn with the 10th house. Libra with the 7th house here. Okay. There could be a lot going on. Let's see, is today the 7th? The 7th, actually, probably started on the 6th, but I feel like the 6th through the 10th there's clues coming through at that time. There's communication coming through that will really support you in knowing what you need to do to get out of this sort of cross position so these two can communicate and come into alignment with each other, right? Interesting. What's operating subversively here? Something that's being done to block communication. Maybe even to completely like nix it, halt it permanently. I do feel like it's going to be overcome, right? Months as well. Let's look at that. January. So that would be Capricorn, Aquarius. June, Gemini, Cancer. March, Pisces, Aries. Okay. April, Aries, Taurus. 9th month, September, Virgo, Libra. 7th month, July, Leo, Cancer. Right? Okay. And 10th month, October, Libra, Scorpio. All right? That's what I got there. Let's go ahead and get some letters. Just get any more details. Do be aware that when I bring in the letters, I don't know why, but a lot of times it picks up macrocosmic stuff, so do be aware of that. Your name could come in, and it just means pay attention to the message, right? If it comes in around something unsavory, it's not like I'm calling you out, or am I? Am I putting some heat on your tail? I don't know, you know. You shouldn't get reactive to it, is all I'm saying, okay? Because it can come through in a multitude of ways. And if you are somebody who gets reactive when you hear the names come out, maybe don't tune in for this portion. That's okay too, right? Nobody says you have to tune into it. You can just completely avoid the irritation, right? But I do like to bring it in because a lot of times the clues come in really helpful ways, so they really let you know when you need to pay attention. Sometimes the names can be somebody important that's going to cross your path. They may be nobody you're familiar with right now. Ooh, 122:11 on the clock. But there's an important alignment there you need to be aware of. Yes, okay. Can bring in places or just random messages that, you know, might not make sense to anybody else, but for another it's like, oh my gosh, that's so dings, you know. So let's see what we got here. I got SoCal coming through. So Southern California connection can be coming through here. I also got the South in relation to this too. So that's like, again, it's like reaffirming that message. I got AI in connection with this, okay? So there could be somebody that lives in Southern California, has Southern California roots, or they're from the South, and the way that they have been infiltrating a situation could be through working with AI. Like this could be online security breach stuff that you need to be aware of. Yeah, maybe you really do need to see this because I have C here, okay? They might be trying to dig into some areas that are confidential, breaching your security here to gain access to information or access to something they want to get their hands on. I just heard assets. Okay, so be aware of this energy here. It is out here, and I do have assets here. All right. This may be somebody that has a tech connection, all right? They may work in tech. You do need to be aware of this influence. You may have already blocked this energy. I got ban here too. They may be trying to create some kind of roadblocks for you. They may be trying to get you X'd out of something. I got X here. This could be happening on the platform X. They could be getting you banned on X. They could be working to try to get you axed from a position as well. All right. You need to cut this off. And again, it comes out again. AI. Somebody here works with tech. I got Colorado coming in connection to that. I got Connecticut too. Okay. Somebody lives in the city. All right. These can be clues for you in relation to this. Let me see if I can get a specific city coming out here. Got Atlanta, Georgia. Colorado Springs. I see Set here. Somebody works with the Egyptian pantheon. They may have a real close connection with Set. And Set definitely works to get vengeance in a situation, all right? I got Bay. Okay, so somebody could live in a city by the Bay. That makes me think San Francisco, Bay Area, any of the Bay Area, Richmond, Oakland. I mean, you could go on and on. That whole sector there could come into play. Somebody could be into cosplay. Okay. Somebody could be in recovery. I got AA here. These can all be connecting points. Absolutely trying to affect you, destabilize you economically here. All right. Somebody could work with jinn energy. All right. They could be working, absolutely. You may be working with a jinn energy to clear this out. Actually, jinn does come in with a lot of fire. Make sure you can handle it if you're going to work on that level. Okay. Some pretty potent energy there. Somebody could really like gin and tonics. Be careful who you drink with. All right, as well. Mind your drinks. This has been coming in a lot. Cincinnati, Ohio, coming in relation to that. All right. There's a cat connection here. Cat's out of the bag. That's what I just heard. Cat's out of the bag. I got IT coming in with this, man. Somebody could work with those programs. They could do like design, architecture, you know. Somebody could work in the field of economics. There's a lump sum of money involved in this situation too. That makes me think of things like retirement funds, 401ks, stocks and bonds and inheritances, things along those lines. I got SEO here. There's a tech connection here, okay? I think you really need to be aware of this. There's some kind of instability in relation to tech. We got AI here, SEO, bans, you know, this infiltration energy, AI, IT, all these different computer programs. Somebody absolutely works in this field And this absolutely can be playing into this destabilization. I got Santa Fe, New Mexico coming in here in relation to that. I got CIA too. Big Brother is listening to your conversation. Somebody could actually already have, you know, authorities on their tail if they've been doing this. I got the name Gino in connection to that. Gina. Gia. Gianna. Okay, with all those names, do remember, like, this could be trying to alert you to something that you need to be aware of. It's a serious issue. You could be connected to somebody who's up to some shady stuff. You need a heads up. So don't take it personally. I got EC coming in relation to that. Somebody goes by those initials. They may be in finance. They may work with stocks and bonds. They may play the stock market. They may, you know, be down there, you know, at the stock exchange. They might work on Wall Street. This is also stuff that's going on in New York City, okay? This coming in here pretty strongly. I think, obviously, that's a hotbed of activity right now. We're going to see a lot of interesting stuff rolling out there that absolutely will be affecting the financial district. Okay. I got texts coming in here. Texts. Somebody has been texting. There's a trail there with the text. There's a digital trail in relation to this matter, whatever it is. I do feel like whoever was involved in this is involved in this, where they've been working on this level. Texas is coming in pretty strongly here. There could be somebody named Tex too, as well. Whoever this is, they were kind of like bragging about it. It's sort of like they were tooting their own horn, like they felt pretty cocky about it. They thought they were able to pull something off. And now I see ICU. And I got this in two ways. I got ICU, like critical care unit, you know, intensive care unit in the hospital. There could be some kind of emergency. Somebody could work within that particular field, you know. They could work in the ICU. This could be a nurse. This could be a doctor. This could be somebody who's related to emergency services, possible. Or you could work in one of those fields. Washington State came in connection to that in relation to some BS, man. Some kind of BS going down. But I also see I see you, like I see you. I see what you've been up to. Somebody sees what somebody has been up to. Somebody may be under surveillance and they're not even aware of it. Now, I feel like that works both ways, right? So if you have people that are doing this, you know, online security breaches, looking into stuff they shouldn't be looking into, that absolutely can be under surveillance, right? Somebody is snooping into areas they shouldn't be. Your security is compromised. So do be aware of that. All right. But I also feel like whoever has been at this, they've gotten a little too cocky, and maybe that's made them a little bit messy. And I do feel like there's already like authorities keeping an eye on this situation. There may be a case that's already opened around this. There could be a case on file in relation to this. And again, AI comes out right next to that again. There's absolutely something going on online in relation to this. In relation to the ICU, this could be connected to somebody with gastrointestinal issues, sends them into the ICU. I don't know, because of something they ingested. Again, be careful with your drinks, man. I also got IG, Instagram, okay? So there could be an Instagram connection as well that you need to be aware of. And I mean, I got FAFO. You know what that means. F around, find out. I do feel like things will come to a head. But bring on the heat. Hawaii showing up again. Rhode Island showing up in relation to this, okay? This is what I see. This is what I got. I hope you find it helpful. Got the name Rex here too, okay? Do what you need to do to X out this energy so you can come into the gifts that have been meant for you but have been held back at this time. I got tree here too. So, you know, go spend time with a tree, get hunkered down a bit, send down your roots, get yourself ready to take a strong action to clear this out. I got gate. Somebody could have been involved in the GATE program when they were younger. Huh, interesting. There could be like an interesting connection in relation to that too. Like maybe somebody is aware that they've been studied, you know? Why did they put us through those programs? If you know, you know. It was kind of interesting, kind of unusual. Okay. Also, I got cannabis here. Somebody could be in the cannabis industry. All right. Mm-hmm. I also have Isis out here. All right. So macrocosmic energy coming in, or somebody could feel very connected to the goddess Isis. All right. So that's what I got. I hope it helps. Let's clear this out, collective. We don't need none of this mess. It's time to bring some heat where things have gone a little too cold.